Hi everyone and welcome back to my valley. My name is Lisa and I'm doing a speed build of an area that I had my house in before. I've decided to do a little magic spot where I'm going to gather all of the pillars together. So this is me figuring out where I had put them all. I think I got them all, aside from the one that we can't move yet in Frosted Heights, which is a little bit of a bummer. But hopefully they're going to change that in the new update, which is coming very soon, I think, in the next few days, if I'm remembering correctly, where they're fixing a few bugs. And I have noticed a few bugs, and you might notice them as I'm doing this. I'll tell you about them as I get to it. But yeah, I decided to do kind of I don't know what to call it. At the end when I'm walking you through it, I call it like a sacred magic circle or something. I don't even think I said circle. Circle might be good in the name. I think what did I call it? Sacred spot or magic spot or something. I don't know. So I'm gonna think of the name for it. But it's just a gathering place, courtyard with all of the pillars surrounding it. I couldn't decide exactly what I wanted to do, so it took me longer than I had expected. So as you can see, I'm crafting some of those, what are they called? Like the ruins that were down by the cave on the beach that they let us craft. So I made a few of those, and they're going to go in between the pillars to sort of form more of that circle area. Originally I wanted it to be more like this, more rustic and magic looking, but we don't have enough of those items yet, or I don't have enough of those items unlocked, that I couldn't get quite the look that I was after. But I'm still happy with it in the end. I think for now it's good enough, but in the end I may change it. But I thought it might give you some ideas for your own build. I did it here, which I also mention at the end when I walk you through it, because I have Elsa and Merlin living right across the bridge, so they can just skip on over to the magic pillar spot if they need to harness their magic. So I thought that was kind of fun, just sort of make this whole area of the village sort of focused on magic. Sorry, of the valley. So the Forest of Valor is sort of where all the magic resides in my mind now, at least for right now. I'm always changing things and rethinking things, but for now I'm good with it. So yeah, I ended up making this much larger to accommodate the well a little better. And I put in any magical items I could think of, but maybe I missed some. But I ended up having to craft quite a lot for this, and I bought quite a few things from Scrooge as well, which I didn't cut out of the speed build, and maybe I should have. But I didn't think of it until just now, so I'm going to be running down to Scrooge in a few minutes. But that is actually where one of the bugs came in that I noticed while I was working. As I was buying things from him and looking for the magic stuff and the things that I thought would work, I actually went down to buy the big topiaries. I ended up putting those in this area. But it had weird items that I'd never seen before that didn't have a name, that were tables with items on it. There was a what's it called? Oh gosh, telescope, like an old-fashioned telescope. Maybe we'll see it here. And I was like, oh wow, that would be great. And so I tried to buy it, and of course it wouldn't let me. So there's some kind of glitch in the items in his shop that are showing us items that maybe are in the game but only part of the scenery or something. Let's see if we see it. I noticed 3 or 4, here it is, the telescope thing. I was like, give it to me. I think I tried to buy it a couple times, maybe just once. There's the table. Oh yeah, and the green screen area. Yeah, so it was just they were in there and just I couldn't get to them, which I wish they would have let me use it. At least the telescope, that would have been nice, really nice for that area, especially because I was sort of theming it toward Merlin. But it is what it is. And I know it was a glitch, so hopefully they'll fix some of those things. Also, as I was building, it kept telling me certain trees were indoor only, and I was like, oh gosh. So I would have to close the screen out and to get them to show up again so that I could use them. Slightly annoying, but I think glitches are to be expected after any update. I know when I play The Sims, that happens quite a bit. They'll release a new expansion pack or something, and then things will start breaking all over the place, and they have to do hot fixes and things. So yeah, like I say it at the end, but I didn't really want to use the topiaries here, but it's such a long space that I had to fill it with something. So in the end, I think it looks okay, but I would prefer something, I don't know, not so structured. I guess I could have used some of those rock formations. I didn't even think about it. The rocks that actually came in this area with the logs and things like that. I might actually play around with that a bit later and see if I like the look of that better. Just so it looks more overgrown and not quite so polished. Because that's what I was imagining here. But until we get more items like that, or more bushes and things, more foliage, I figured that this topiary was about the best I had. But I do end up pulling in the gazebo as well, which fits with the topiary, so it's kind of just a bit disjointed, which is what I don't love. But so that's why I don't think this is going to end up staying in this form for that long. As I unlock new items that make more sense, I'll probably replace them. I like the idea of it quite a bit. I wish we could place the large mushrooms that sprout down there in the glade, because I think those would look really cool here. So maybe if they introduce Alice in Wonderland at some point, surely they're going to, surely. Maybe some of her items could be those really overgrown, like toadstool type things, or like really huge flowers, things like that. I think that could be really neat because she can shrink down to a small size, so it would make sense to be able to build like huge flowers and things. I'm looking forward to the new characters as we progress, and Alice in Wonderland was my favorite movie when I was a kid, so I would love to see more things from that movie in here. I think we might have a few things already, right? References to it. I can't remember, but I think we probably do. Oh yeah, the cookies. The Wonderland cookies. That's what I was thinking of. So yeah, I ended up putting some benches in the back. I wanted this clock tower in here somewhere, and I do eventually put it in here, just in a different spot. But I would also like some more fountains. That's the only like small fountain like that I have so far. I did unlock the statue from the star path that is about that size, but it wouldn't really fit this build at all, so I didn't pull it up here. But I've seen several other fountains that I really want to get my hands on, but I just don't have them yet. This one you can craft, right? I think, is it one you craft? I can't remember. I think you do. Yeah, I think I ended up having to craft it for this. Along with, you can also craft that really huge Mickey statue from the castle. So I did use some plaza hedges again, I was trying to add more green to the topiaries to make them look like they fit a little more. So I threw the plaza trees, and then I pulled them into the back to sort of try to make them make sense together. I'm not sure it worked completely, but I tried. And I had to pull those up a little bit because I wanted to put some trees behind the bushes back there to fill out that space a bit more. And this was me running through and making sure it all worked. Making sure I could still get to the mining spot and all of that business. And here I am filling in trees. I decided to go ahead and pull in the purple trees because I do use them across the way with Merlin and Elsa. So this whole biome is going to have a few of the purple trees. They're really pretty, so I don't care if they're meant to be from the villain land or whatever. I use them everywhere I can. And I hope they give us more like it, or more pops of color like that, because this is supposed to be a dreamland, like, right? So we need some more trees that aren't just green and normal looking. That's what I imagine when you think of anything that you can build. You're going to want more options than just what you see every day in your real life. So even though the other trees are beautiful, I want some more trees that would make sense in my imagination. So I actually think that they could release some of those in the premium shop. Sorry about that noise. My graphics card thing popped up. I need to update it, I think. But yeah, I think they could make a pack of trees or bushes or things that you can use outside, and people would really like those a lot. I know I would. but I see so many people building outside that opening up more options would be amazing. Or I would even just like them to add new things to craft every time a new update comes out. Because being able to craft like that fountain and things like that is really nice when Scrooge is being stingy. I did steal the gazebo from the plaza because I didn't have the iron to make a new one. But I'm about to rework the plaza. I'm just trying to get my ideas in order before I do it. So I didn't think it was too bad of a thing to snatch it away. And here I'm putting the clock tower, and I decided to just do ferns around it because I like to be able to run around things. And the ferns are one of the only plants like that you can actually run over. So I'm using them more and more lately. And then I get the idea to use those. I was actually going to fill it in, those tiles. I was going to fill it in to cross the over to the other pathway, and I just forgot to. So I need to buy 3 more of those and fill that area in. Oh yeah, and then I twisted the pillars so that they are facing you as you're in the courtyard. And I do think I like that better than the way that I had it. When I was building, they looked really cool facing forward, but then it's more practical to have them facing in toward the courtyard. And then I got the idea to throw Goofy over here because I had that empty spot and I forgot he was even a thing in this area. So I plopped him down in there. I am going to jump in here at the end and do a full walkthrough with you. But that's about it for the building. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa, and we're going to do a little walkthrough of a new area. I may have thrown in a speed build before this. I'm not sure. I recorded both things. We'll see if I actually got it edited or if it just ends up being the walkthrough. But I made a new little area in the Forest of Valor. I had my house here before, but I redid the whole thing since moving my house over into Sunlit Plateau. So I decided to make a magical like courtyard, and I brought all the pillars over here. I wish we had a few more rustic like items like these topiaries, because I ended up just putting them in here, and a few fancier things toward the front. But you go back here and you've got all the pillars in a circular arrangement. I think a few of my bushes moved over slightly. I'm gonna need to move that blueberry bush back slightly. But I tried to get the pathway as round as I could. But I like that you hear all the, I don't know if you can hear it, all the magic pillar sounds. And they don't match completely, but the only one that doesn't look the best is the one from the beach, because you can see a little of the sand at the base, but I think it's hidden fairly well, and because this grass texture is so high over here in the forest, they kind of fit. So I may keep this once we finally can move the pillar in Frosted Heights, and just move that pillar down here as well. I'm not sure. The reason I decided to go for this look is that I have Merlin and Elsa both living right across the bridge, so I thought it would be a place they could go to harness all their magical powers, because surely the pillars give off more magic, right? So I put the wishing well in the middle, and then I put Moana's honored place down here, though I might move that back down next to the cave because it doesn't quite match here. But I did throw in a celestial, I forget what it's called, that thing. The fire pit basically, but it's magic. I put some benches back here to fill out the space, and for a place for the villagers to gather, and you can still get to the mining spot. And I put some pathway back here. I left Buzz for now next to it, but he might move. But for now, I'm gonna leave it. This won't stay. I was just crafting a bunch of stuff last night, and I need to clean a bunch of stuff over there. But this side is done, and I made pathway to Goofy's stall right here across the way, and a pathway to the bridge, and I threw in the clock tower, the rustic clock tower, because I think it fits the vibe fairly well in here. And I put the ferns at the base. Both ferns from Forest of Valor and Forgotten Lands. And of course I had to bring the bicycle back. I did have that here before. I think I might go ahead and drag this pathway up this way as well to get to this bench back here. And then I think you can actually run over these plants. Yes. So you're not like locked in. You can actually get through the middle here. I like that a lot. So I put these plants just here in the middle to sort of brighten the space up. I need to pick up that cake. I made it for something a long time ago. I don't think the cake fits super well, but I'm going to make something to put on that table that fits a little better. So yeah, that's my, what am I going to call it? Sacred courtyard or magic courtyard or something like that. We'll see. Check the thumbnail. What did I name it? But I think it's cute, and it sort of matches the vibe of the new Forest of Valor for me over here with all the magic stuff. And so yeah, it's cute. I like it. I put the wishing well here too that you can craft. I had to craft a lot more brick, and now I need to go gathering supplies again. And oh, I can show you at night as well. I crafted a few different lights. I would still like to put a few more, and I use different colored lights. Let's see, where do I go? Again, it's early morning. It's like my brain isn't firing. So okay. So I put some blue up at the front. I might throw some yellow in as well when I have some more topaz, but I've only got 2 topaz stones right now. So I did these fancier lights in blue, green, and purple. So to kind of bring in the colors of the pillars. So I might put some yellow lights down back here by the, I wish you could walk in between those things, but you can't. Back here by the benches, I might do some yellow lights. But I think it's neat. I don't love that you can see I guess that's the grass coming up through the water. I didn't notice that on that pillar. But I made it the focal point, obviously, because it has the tree and everything. So that's the one from Sunlit Plateau. And hopefully the fountains will start to work soon. Of course, it starts to rain in the middle of a tour. But yeah, that's it. The sacred magic spot. I'll think of something better, of course. So that is it for today. I'm back tomorrow with a fun video. I decided that I'm gonna craft every single light in the game because I want to see what they look like. I don't have every color or every type yet, and I need to know what they all look like off and on for while I'm building things. And I thought that that might be something you were interested in too, but it's very expensive to make every light because you gotta have all that iron. So I need to go on a few mining runs to get all that for us to be able to see them. So I will set up a light display and that will be tomorrow's video. Yeah, so that is it. If you haven't subscribed already and you liked this video or you like things like this, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.